finally, I'm sitting down and making a video, which is basically explaining what PalmEYE is, what my mindfulness / spiritual business is. So essentially, PalmEYE is a combination of the physical, or rather, let me go back. PalmEYE is a combination of 3 different dimensions. It's a combination of the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. So the reason why I'm combining the 3 of these dimensional planes, or rather these different levels of existence, is because ultimately, as we all take our journeys, we do come to a point where we realize the mental is connected to the physical is connected to the mental, and the mental is connected to the spiritual, and the spiritual is connected to the physical. Like, all of them play a very important role within the individual growth, of all of us. And essentially, PalmEYE is promoting mental health, which often leads to physical wealth. Physical wealth. I like that, because wealth is also health. Good health, good hygiene of the physical, of the emotional, of the spiritual. It promotes wellness. It promotes wealth, peace, happiness. PalmEYE basically promotes the mental health aspect of the individual journey, because really and truly, stress is the cause of dis-ease. It's the cause of dis-ease. Oftentimes, stress causes inflammation, which produces different types of diseases. Now, spiritual understanding comes into play here, because spiritual understanding connects the physical and the mental, in the sense that you have to know yourself in order to even be aware of how you can even promote mental wellness or physical wellness. You have to be aware of what is stressing you out, how you respond to stress, in order to tackle it. And a lot of times, that's a deep spiritual journey. I say it's a spiritual journey because you're not just looking at the mental and the physical. You also have to look at your soul. You have to really, really get to know your heart and what it means to be connected to everybody around you and yourself, because ultimately your response dictates your reality. It dictates, your overall health, your overall well-being. Again, the physical. So that's how the spiritual connects to the physical. Understanding your soul in order to understand your connection to the physical plane and everything that you're experiencing on it. I created PalmEYE during a very pivotal point in my journey, where I had the realization that everything is connected. At one point, I was operating too much in the spiritual plane, where I'm like, I'm a multi-dimensional being. Nothing can happen to me. I felt like I became invincible, when really and truly, I'm also a human being. Like, I'm a spiritual being, yes, but I'm a human being who's having a human experience with other humans on the world. Essentially, I had no choice during that time but to face myself and to really take a look at my actions, to understand, okay, why are things happening on this level? I know how to manifest, but my manifestations aren't coming to me. I know how to talk to people. I understand, the mind and human interaction, but why do I keep finding myself in these toxic situations? So I really had to look at myself, and I really had to sit with my experiences on each of these different dimensional levels, the spiritual, the mental, and the physical. And during that time in my journey, I met a lot of people, older, younger, who were going through something similar. We all had different experiences, but we all came to a point in our healing journey that was similar to each of us, in the sense that we all had a spiritual awakening. We all had, we weren't feeling mentally well. Yeah, we weren't feeling mentally well. And we weren't having the best experience in the physical world. So PalmEYE, came to me. I was already on this journey. Like, my career path is mental health. However, when it came to like the spiritual aspect of my business, I thought of that during that time of meeting those people and having my own experience within my spiritual awakening, and coming to the realization that everything is connected. We're all a collective. So in order for me to heal myself, in order for me to help someone heal, I have to heal myself. Because through my healing, they're healing. Because they see that it's possible. They see like the different methods that can be taken in order for them to get to that point. So essentially, PalmEYE promotes, collective guidance. That's really what it is. PalmEYE is the promotion of collective guidance, where we're all helping each other through helping ourselves. I like to say that I am not in the business of saving people, because people cannot be saved if they do not want to be. I am in the business of saving people who are saving themselves, because they've gotten to a point where, they understand that they are meant for greatness, they are meant for better, and therefore it's attainable. It's attainable. Because what more could happen that hasn't already broken you? What more broken than can you become? All you can do is move forward and build yourself up with the pieces that you have, and add on to those pieces, and find people that are going to add on to those pieces as well, and pour into you, pour love into you, because they see you for who you are and who you can be. So with PalmEYE services, I offer Reiki healing. I offer advice and empathetic listening. I'm willing to, as a mental health professional, I enjoy helping people vent, because more times I highly believe that in order for you to see a problem in the physical and bring it out of your head, you have to talk about it. You need a sounding board to be able to connect the dots. Kind of like how detectives, they have the webs. It's similar. You need that. Your mind needs to clear itself for you to discover and search through and find that root answer, and be able to tackle the problem from its core. PalmEYE services also include Reiki. I also do tarot readings, and I also do chakra clearings and helping you discover what chakra is blocked. I also do ancestral readings and spiritual guide readings, or rather messages. So essentially, these are things that I'm offering because they, in a sense, in different dimensional levels, the three that I'm combining, they help you find answers towards questions that are constantly lingering in your mind. So through the counseling, that helps. The tarot readings are, a spiritual way of getting information from your spiritual team, including your higher self, that you were always connected to. There might be times where you're feeling a little off frequency with it, but once you have the belief and you understand that you are always connected to your higher self, there is nothing that you can do, okay? If you can't do something, it's because you weren't supposed to do it. That's a blessing in disguise. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it, necessarily. It's just not meant for you. That's really what it means. It's not meant for you. And that's fine, because you have a bunch of other talents, but that's another discussion for another time. Yeah, essentially, PalmEYE services, the Reiki. So Reiki also helps with answers, because that's how I would be doing the chakra clearing. I'm able to tap into your energy and read what area might be blocked, and also listen to what you're saying, to also hear how that's showing up in your physical reality. And essentially with Reiki healing, I'm channeling energy from the universe, which is chi. It's all around us. It's not my energy or anybody else's energy that I'm pouring into you. It's energy from the divine source. And it's essentially helping to transmute whatever negative energies are surrounding that particular chakra or that particular problem that you came in with the intention of solving. And yeah, so PalmEYE, through these different services, essentially, I want people who integrate PalmEYE into their healing journey, to essentially recognize their power over their experience in all of these planes, because they're all connected, whether we don't, we want to believe it or not. And we can't dismiss one and expect the rest to be good. It's going to be fine, but it's not going to be its best, because you're not completely balanced. You're not in full alignment in these different dimensions. And yes, through understanding the power over your experience, I feel that you ultimately recognize that all you seek is literally within your palm. You are literally the creator of your reality with your hands. Literally with your hands. And more times the energy that you pour out, what are you taking? What are you making? What are you creating? And what are you putting back? What are you putting out with your hands through your actions? Specifically your actions. So when I say all you seek is within your palm, your third eye, I'm talking about your third eye, which is essentially connected to your intuition. And when you act off of intuition, a lot of the times you're often in alignment, because that's what's natural. That is what's natural. And when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to physical wellness, oftentimes natural is what yields the best result, because there's no pressure, there's no resistance, it's just flowing. It's just being. And a lot of times that's what brings in peace for the mental. So that's why I, have the motto of all I seek is within my palm. And, even though I say all I seek is within my palm, I've also come to a very important understanding in my journey that, healing is not meant to be done alone. We're not meant to be healed in the dark. We're meant to be healed in a light of love and surrounded by the people who want to pour into us. Not because they want us to pour into them, but because they genuinely see us and love us and care for us. And they see our souls. They see our heart. They see our experience. And they relate to us. Or they're inspired by us. So they want to lift us up. And that's what PalmEYE is intended to do. It is intending to uplift people who have a hard time sometimes uplifting themselves. Or rather, who don't even know what that is like. That's why you have your spiritual guides. That's why you have your tribe on this physical plane. That's nature. To have help, to have support. That's nature. When we fight it, that's when life becomes difficult. When we fight the help or the love that we receive from, our outside world, things become more difficult for us, because we're over here trying to find answers that maybe somebody already figured out, and they're willing to share it with us. And a lot of times, yes, it's a part of our journey to just go through it, but eventually you do have to come to a point where you don't have to do that. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy. And you're prolonging the greatness that you could be doing right now with the help of your loved ones. Don't go seeking love from, emotionally unavailable places where you're not going to be poured into properly and genuinely. Seek love, or rather allow love to seek you. Allow love to seek you. Seek yourself. Seek the love within yourself, but allow love to seek you, and everything would just flow naturally. It would be organic on all of these dimensional levels, of the spiritual, of the mental, and of the physical. And that is essentially what PalmEYE is here for. And I would just like to say that I'm thankful for everyone who have already integrated PalmEYE into their healing journey. And I am grateful for those to come, because we're all a collective, and my healing is your healing, and your healing is mine. And the only way that we can really, find everlasting peace is if we truly come to that understanding and be there for one another and be there for ourselves, show up for ourselves. And yeah, thank you for listening.